What's going on, guys? blinkFRO here, and today I'm bringing you my Madden 12 slider set that I use for my franchise videos, my Seattle Seahawks franchise videos. All credit goes to Mr. Hurricane. His slider set will be in the link in the description below. And then I believe all of his credit, if I am correct, goes to Operation Sports, and if I can find that link, I'll put that in the description as well. I tweaked Mr. Hurricane's sliders just a little bit to my own, so I figured I'd just bring it to you, just so I don't have to remind you guys all the time. And I think I'll be including this in every single one of my videos in the description, because a lot of people are like, oh, what do you play on, like pro, because you're beating teams by a lot? No, this is actually all Madden sliders. So first things first, we play on 10-minute quarter length. The first season I played on 12, but it seems like 10 is the better number. And I actually do have accelerated clock on, minimum play clock time 15 seconds. I can't remember if in franchise if it drains to just 20. I have a feeling it just drains to 20. Because I can't sit there and watch the play clock go down, except I do that in the fourth quarter. And then auto strafe I put off, and auto sprint I have on. Actually, I swore I had it off, but it is on. Injuries are at 50 and fatigue's at 55. Game speed is slow, and minimum speed, player minimum speed threshold is at 50, which I feel like I should make it so the gap between the fastest and slowest players is greater, because as you guys know, the defensive line or the offensive line can, the offensive line can catch up to a cornerback if he intercepts it. And then we're going to take a look at the player skill. QB accuracy I have at 25. Pass blocking I have at 0. Wide receiver catching at 40. And I actually kept all of this the same. Rushing broken tackles at 5. Run blocking, I put it down from 40 to 35 just because I had like over 2,000 yards with Marshawn Lynch, and I found it to be pretty easy by the amount that I ran the ball. But it may be tuned back up to 40. We'll see in the future. Fumbles I have at 25. Reaction time at 5. Interceptions 25. Pass rush at 30, which I decreased from, I think, 35 because I got to the QB a lot. Reaction time 40. Block shedding 0 and tackling 35. And then taking a look at the computer skill, QB accuracy at 30, it was at 20, but I bumped it up to 30 because they would have a lot of bad completion percentages every time I would play them. Pass block at 0, wide receiver catching at 35, broken tackles 5, run block 40, fumbles 25, reaction time 5, interceptions 25, pass rush 35, reaction time 40, block shed 0, and tackling 35. And then taking a look at, not visual feedback, at special teams, we have field goal power at 45, field goal accuracy at 70, punt power 50, punt accuracy 70, kickoff power 47. You're going to notice that most of them are identical to Mr. Hurricane's. I just tweaked maybe 4 or 5 things. And then not player skill but penalties, we have offside 60, false start 60, holding 54, face mask 53, offensive and defensive pass interference and kick return, punt return interference at 100, but you rarely see any of these called in the game. That's why they're at 100. Clipping at 52, intentional grounding at 100, and roughing the kicker at 100, because once again, you rarely see these in the game. And then roughing the passer, I should say, is at 54. Now we're going to cut over to my franchise just to double check to see if there's anything different in franchise, so you'll see the cut right about now. Okay, well, I thought there were different options in the franchise mode, but I forgot that it's all based off what you have in the main menu. So currently, off the slider set that I just showed you, we're 3-0 with the Seattle Seahawks. We won against the Jets and the Patriots, which was a comeback win. We were down by, I think, like 17 at one point. We came back and won over the Patriots. And then we beat the St. Louis Rams, which was a pretty big margin of victory. So we're 3-0 currently with those sliders, and I'm going to show you the default, I guess you should say, the old sliders before tweaking them, Mr. Hurricane sliders. Remember, this is with the Seattle Seahawks. I didn't make too many changes with the team. So this was my results last year. I lost my first game, and then we won, 7 games in a row. As you can see, this was on 12-minute quarters, so 12-minute quarters is a little high for me. That's why I bumped it back down to 10. We had an easy time beating the Steelers. The Falcons we won in overtime. A lot of these games came down between like 1 score at the very end of the game. We beat the Bengals by 3. We beat the Cowboys by 10. We lost to the Ravens. We lost to the Rams. I don't even know how. We lost to the Redskins once again. I don't know how. Then we beat the Eagles by 7. Beat the Rams by 15, and then we blew out the Bears by 56 points. And I don't try to run up the score at all. I play realistically in all of these games. And then we went ahead and beat the 49ers 27-17, and then week 17 we lost to the Cardinals in overtime because I kind of gave them the game in overtime. And then we made it to the playoffs. We beat the Cowboys by 3. We beat the Packers by 3 in overtime. And then for the Super Bowl, we beat the Steelers 25-0. Remember, this is with Mr. Hurricane sliders before I tweaked them. So that's just a little look to see what I did, and that's why I tweaked everything. And if it will show me, I can take a look at player stats and show you, let's see, player management real quick. I know this is kind of getting off topic of the slider set, even though it still has to do a lot about it. Marshawn Lynch, you're going to see career stats. I had 2,133 rushing yards with Marshawn Lynch on 396 rushing attempts. Yeah, that was quite a bit. I didn't realize how much it is until now. With an average of 5.3 yards per rush. That was on 12-minute quarters, and I bumped it down to 10. And currently, with the slider set I'm using right now, we're only averaging 3.7 yards per rush, and I only had one big gain on the season. I think it was like 72 yards. Other than that, everything's been under 20 yards. Because last year, you're going to see, we had a long of 87. This year, we only have a long of 72. And if they would have shown the 20-plus yards, you're going to see, you would have seen last year we had a ton. I don't think it shows it anywhere else, no. I don't think, and you're going to see we won running back of the year with Marshawn Lynch last year with Mr. Hurricane slider set. Oh, and then this is the season stats for this year with the ones I just showed you. So, I don't know, the slider set, I like using it. A lot of people on YouTube like using it, at least Mr. Hurricanes. Like I said, I tweaked mine a little bit, and this will be in the description of every single one of my videos going forward. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and as always, thanks for watching, and tune in next time.